morning, or depending on when you're watching this, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. My name's Ross, and as always told, out of Voice of Radio. So today we need to look at these trick or trade booster packs. They have been released now. We know what all of the cards are. And actually, before we get going, massive shout out to Pokemon Restocks over on Twitter, just literally at Pokemon Restocks, who have gone and shared images of all of the cards, made my life easier, and I very much appreciate that. It's happening. It's real. I am absolutely delighted. Of course, I love these. People have started to try and make money off these again. We saw this last year. No. It's $20 for 50 mini packs of free cards, and you will very easily get an entire set if you buy one of these packs. Like, you'll get an entire set of cards. And I'm going to prove that to you because I've ordered some off the Pokemon website, the official Pokemon Center online site. It's on the way, and when it arrives, I'm going to be like, totally called it. It's going to be awesome. I'm going to love it. That's for later. Today, we might as well start off with what is definitely the coolest card here, and that is the Okacheke Pikachu. Now, I have come out several times and told you super clearly that as far as I am concerned, this is the coolest Pikachu they've ever done. And if you're collecting this Pikachu, and I kind of am collecting this Pikachu now, it is a card which you can actually collect at this point. Because, of course, it is one of the holos in the most recent McDonald's set, which is out in some countries, coming out soon in others. It was part of the hair gel promotion. Yes, the hair gel promotion over in Japan, and then we're seeing it again coming in here. So for anybody keeping score, that basically means there are at least 4 different versions, because in addition to the regular, we've got the Tanto hair gel promotion one, we've got the McDonald's one, and now we've got the stamped Halloween one. Do we need this many versions of it? I don't know. I just think it's a cool card. And honestly, if they're going to take a Pikachu card and they're going to throw it around in so many different places, frankly, I'm glad they chose this one. This one makes me happy. Now, it is majority Psychic Pokemon, as you would expect from a Halloween-themed set, but it is not entirely Psychic Pokemon. So we've got an entire Chandelure line. I mean, look, it's a ghost. It's a fire ghost, so we got fire cards, but it is very much a ghost. And what we've got here is the entire line that came around in Lost Origin. We got all 3 cards coming through as fire types, and this makes me very happy. One of the reasons, of course, that it makes me so happy is that it means we get the Kurimitsu Lampant and the Yukamori Litwick, both artists I absolutely adore. Now, in terms of playability, the Chandelure is actually kind of cool. You can discard the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck when you evolve into it. You need to find a way to reuse it to get full-on milling and all of that, but there is at least a chance here, and that makes me very happy indeed. Now, we have actually got ourselves a couple of random darkness Pokemon, and I say random darkness Pokemon because we don't have any evolutions. There are a bunch of evolution lines like the Chandelure we just saw, but we got Murkrow and Zubat. Now, the Murkrow is actually the awesome one because this is the United Wings. And we've seen that United Wings has shown up in some tournaments. We've had some finishes for this. This is the one where, 20 damage for each Pokemon in your discard pile that has United Wings. And I've come out several times on this channel and been like, yeah, don't buy it, it's not good enough. And actually, nah, mate, I was wrong. Turns out it was good enough. Turns out it was a legitimate card. And the deck as a whole is good, and I was wrong. And I am totally okay with this, ladies and gentlemen, because I like it when weird cards get good. The one that is not good is the Zubat. It is the Zubat from Silver Tempest. It does 10 damage for a single energy. I think we can all agree that it is kind of meh. Why do we not get the full evolution line here? I don't know, obviously. But my theory is they went, Halloween, bats, we just need the one. That will do fine. Now we have a couple of random fighting Pokemon coming around here. Again, these are one-offs. They do not have their evolutions. We've got Lycanroc. Now, specifically here, we are talking about the Lycanroc from Vivid Voltage, yet most of these are quite recent cards. For some reason, every so often when we see sets like this, Pokemon go a bit old. This is a Lycanroc from Vivid Voltage. Why? Don't really know, don't really care. It's not a good card. There's nothing particularly special about it. It's just kind of there. But it's very noteworthy that we get a Lycanroc, and honestly, the fact that it's from Vivid Voltage, again, is kind of weird, honestly, ladies and gentlemen. This is not the kind of thing I would expect. Now, we've also got ourselves a Runerigus here. Again, you can see the connections, like Lycanroc's a werewolf, and Runerigus is kind of like a spooky, tombstone-y thing. So you can see where they're coming from with all of this. This is the one from Rebel Clash. Yeah, apparently for some reason, when they went for the fighting Pokemon, they were like, what if we go back to the first year of the Sword and Shield TCG? Why? Don't really know, honestly. Playability-wise, for each damage counter on Galarian Runerigus, put 2 damage counters on your opponent's Pokemon in any way you like for 2 energy. That is actually an interesting attack. It's not a good attack, but it is at least an interesting attack. We've got one random fire Pokemon. It is Houndoom. Because I don't know, why would it not be Houndoom? To be fair, Evil Devil Dog, you kind of see where we're going with this. This is the one that came around in Scarlet and Violet. And yeah, this one looks to be a holo, which is interesting because it's a common in the set normally. I could be wrong about that. This image is not the best, but we do what we can, ladies and gentlemen. We do what we can. But this is a Houndoom. I mean, we've got 150 for free energy, discard one. It's, yeah, it's one of those that's not particularly good. I'll be honest with you, playability-wise, this set as a whole is underwhelming. But that doesn't mean it's not kind of cool, ladies and gentlemen. That doesn't mean we can't be having some fun with this card. And then we got a few grass Pokemon kind of hanging around as well. We've got Delmise. Remember, Delmise, the Pokemon, isn't the anchor. It's the haunted seaweed, which is honestly really cool. And again, we've gone back to Vivid Voltage for this one. Why? I don't know. For some reason, some of these, they've decided to go quite far back into the Sword and Shield era. Don't really know why. 120 if there's any special energy attached to it. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe you can get some fun out of that. And then we've got Trevenant. Although this one we actually do have the full evolution line here. So we got Phantom and Trevenant coming in, which is really rather nice. I do very much appreciate the Akira Igawa Phantom. That makes me very, very happy. And what we've got here is the one that came around in Lost Origin. If this Pokemon is knocked out by damage from an attack from your opponent's Pokemon V, they don't get no prize cards. Does that mean it's a particularly good card? Not really, honestly. It's one of those, you know, Lost Origin is not exactly a particularly new set, and yet we've not seen this really see any play. That should tell you what you need to know. So they are all the non-psychic Pokemon, but there are a bunch of psychic Pokemon, obviously, coming in here as well. We've got the Dusknoir line from Vivid Voltage. Seriously, what is up with Vivid Voltage in this set? Apparently Vivid Voltage was a very good spooky set. But this is the one where all special energy provides one colourless energy and has no other effect. So, yeah, whoop, etc. Maybe that's good. To be fair, it's another one of those that looked really good. It just never saw any play whatsoever. We have got ourselves a Mimikyu in this particular set. And this is the one with the ability from Paldea Evolved. It's got Safeguard. It prevents all damage done by Pokemon EXs and Vs, which, to be fair, does make it one of the best cards in this particular Halloween set, because even if it's not good now, these Safeguard Pokemon always seem to have their moment. There's usually some point where people decide these Safeguard Pokemon are actually worth playing, so this is one to keep a little bit of an eye on. We've got Mismagius coming in, but not Misdreavus, which is a little bit surprising to me. They're both literal ghosts. Why Mismagius and not Misdreavus? I don't really know, honestly. Sorry. But it's the one from Paldea Evolved, whereby when you evolve up into it, you get to move an energy from one of your opponent's Pokemon to another. Cool card. Really don't understand why we get the Mismagius and not the Misdreavus. That seems a little bit weird to me. We've got the full Drifblim line, you know, Both of them here, your Drifloon and your Drifblim. And again, we're going recent here, we're going Scarlet and Violet. I do like the free energy, place 8 damage counters anywhere you like. That's pretty good. But it's proven to be too expensive up to now, and again, with these cards that have been out for a little while, if they're good, they're already seeing play, and if they're not seeing play, they might not be particularly good. Now, we've got our favourite spooky tea, that is to say, Poltegeist, here, very British and all of that, and we've got, it's actually the first ever Poltegeist that we saw, the one from Sword and Shield. It's the one that's got Poltergeist, 50 damage for each trainer card you find in your opponent's hand, which is an attack which has given me nightmares in the past. It's long since, and that's the thing to remember, of course, a lot of these cards have rotated out, right? Remember, we are in, well, essentially battle styles on at the moment, not strictly, but close enough. So anything that's kind of Vivid Voltage or before has actually already rotated out, including this. Feel free to be upset about that. That one's up to you. We have ourselves a Marshadow coming in here. Nice to get a legendary Pokemon joining in the fun. And this is actually Rapid Strike Marshadow. Unfortunately, as good as Rapid Strike cards are, and Rapid Strike has been a good deck for a while now, this particular Marshadow has seen like no play and no love. I like being able to get cards back, using them again. That seems kind of fun, but the fact of the matter is, this is another one of those cards, if it was good, it would already be seeing play, and it's not. We've got both parts of the Bayonet line. That is the one that came around in Lost Origin, and you can search for a supporter card in your discard pile, and then Lost Zone Bayonet. I am not ashamed to say, I did a lot of testing with this Bayonet, trying to make speed Lost Zone decks, trying to kind of, well, if I use this, I can go get a Chorus's Experiment, and hey, while I'm here, that also puts extra cards into the Lost Zone. Didn't work, ladies and gentlemen. Did not work. Although what's weird is they've actually gone for a different Shuppet. It is a Shuppet from Scarlet and Violet, and you know they're different because they've literally got different borders. Don't know why this is the one where they decided to change the evolution line. Couldn't tell you, ladies and gentlemen, but they did. It's the Shuppet from Scarlet and Violet. I would love occasionally to just find the explanation for this. There's probably a really good reason. I just want to know what it is, honestly. Oh, also bear in mind that the Bayonet in Scarlet and Violet was an EX, so maybe they didn't want to use that, but they could have just used the other Shuppet. I still don't get why they didn't mix them. That seems weird. There is a Spectrier coming. I mean, yeah. I always kind of expected this was going to be a good Pokemon when it came around, and it's just not been. This is the only Spectrier we've ever had. It's the one from Lost Origin. Puts 2 damage counters on 2 of your opponent's Pokemon for a single energy. Yeah. It's weird that we've only had one Spectrier card, and it's weird that it's not even, like, remotely good, alright? That's weird to me. We've then got a full Gengar line coming in here. Now, this is a pretty interesting Gengar. It's the one from Lost Origin. If it's in your discard pile, you can put it on the bench, but you have to put 3 damage counters on it. Obviously been very good in certain decks, but very much a fringe kind of card. We've obviously got the full evolution line. They are the original Ghost Pokemon. They were never gonna do this set without a Gengar, and they were never gonna do it without the full evolution line. There was 0 chance of that happening. And then to finish off, we've got ourselves a Graveyard and a Houndstone. And look, they've both got the attack, that do extra damage for each psychic Pokemon in your discard pile, which I have wanted to be, well, I've been playing around with it. I've been wanting to get it good since it came out. Hasn't been good, but that won't stop me trying. Shout out once again to Pokemon Restocks for showing us the whole set, and frankly, ladies and gentlemen, this is cool. I like it, and now it's over to you guys. For me, I want the Chandelier, I want the Pikachu, and I want the Graveyard line, but I want to know which of these you want to be pulling, although like I say, go and buy yourself the pack, you'll probably get them all. And by probably, I mean you will. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let me know what you think. Go nuts in the comment section, but be nice! And then make sure you like this video, subscribe to this channel, follow me on Twitter at TheWasi. That's where we talk about Pokemon and card games and all kinds of fun things. And please do consider checking out patreon.com/PTCG Radio, where you can support the channel, get some bonus podcasts and all kinds of fun things, and get shoutouts on the channel, like the lovely Tobias DePrato, who's been a support of ours for a while now and is a very lovely person. So shout out to them for the support and the loveliness. But by far the most important thing, as always, look after yourselves till next time, would ya? Thank you very much for watching. My name's Ross, and you've been watching PTCG Radio.